Hello everyone, I'm Squallcasting. In case you didn't know from the URL above the video you're watching where it says Squallcasting. Yes, it's me, really, I promise. In this game of StarCraft 2, because I didn't mention StarCraft 2 yet, in case you came to this video and didn't know what it was, this is a video game. It's called StarCraft 2. It's really fun, and I like talking about it and watching it, so that's what I'm doing. In this game, we do have Reyder, our hero. He has been featured in a video before. One of the first people to send me a game, actually, so happy to see him again. Always great to get replays from people and feature them, make them the star for their 15 minutes of fame. Or 15 seconds, I guess it's supposed to be, but we'll say 15 minutes. Because StarCraft 2 games are a little bit longer. Clovis is from Canada. I now want to root for him. I'm sorry, Reyder. I'm from Canada. I want to root for you, Clovis. I'm still going to root for Reyder because he is supporting me in my casting dreams. So this is a TVT. I didn't introduce the opponent because I'm horrible at remembering how to do standardized things. And Clovis is making a proxy barracks. I'll just leave it zoomed in so you can see this. I'll follow the SCV as it moves around building this barracks, because this is pretty important. Proxy barracks time. We'll see how this works out for Clovis. Let's check what Reyder's doing. He is walling in at the front. That could be his salvation. His barracks will definitely finish a little bit ahead of Clovis's. Clovis sent out that SCV to build that really early. Reyder's scouting it now, and he doesn't see a barrack, so he has to know something's up. And it actually looks like he's saving up money to expand. That would be possibly the worst decision of all time at this point. So hopefully he won't do that. And SCV... Okay, there's a barrack starting now, so Clovis may be pretending that he's really bad and didn't start his barracks forever. But hopefully Reyder has an idea that this is coming. This SCV still looks like it's in position to expand. And Clovis making a tech lab. I guess we're going to see Reapers out of here. He does have the gas for it. Yep, Reapers are going to happen. And this could be very difficult for Reyder. Reapers kill Marines very quickly in one-on-one combat. Once you get to a group of Marines and a group of Reapers, it starts to shift in the Marines' favor because they have more range. And once they get stimmed, they will obviously win. But early game, Reapers will defeat Marines. So, and Reyder's sending his single Marine out. This is looking awful for him. There's not a bunker in sight. And this Reaper's going to deal so much damage. It looks like he's waiting for a second one. So this will give Reyder a bit more time to respond in some way. Hopefully build another Marine. Please. Build it. Oh no, he's making 3 more barracks. 2 more barracks. I can't even count. I'm so distressed for our hero. And yeah, expanding. Clovis expanding behind his proxy barracks. Oh boy, and Reyder also taking both of his gases. So he's doing everything but building defending units. Finally throwing up a bunker, but Reapers, they can walk through this. That cliff, they just go boing and jump up. So, that bunker's not going to be very effective. That bunker will be like a Pikachu trying to zap an Onyx. The game will tell the Pikachu it's not very effective, and the Pikachu will get very sad because all he ever wanted in life was to be effective. So Clovis has 3 Reapers now. Hopefully he'll move out at some point. Okay, here we go. 3 Reapers. That's going to kill a kind of insane number of Marines. Moving the... Seriously? Now he's putting a factory onto the tech lab? Is he going to build like a Thor out of there? Because proxy Thor is apparently a thing. But here we go, Reapers. Start killing SCVs. Reyder does react. But Clovis, nope, he's just going to hop up that. But the one saving grace here is he waited long enough for all of Reyder's barracks to finish. And so his production will outdo the Reapers, and now the Reapers are going to run away? Okay. Proxy factory into runaway. Bravely running away. Running away all the way home. Not even killing this SCV that they could one-shot. Yeah, I'm going to say that Reyder really dodged a bullet there. Because if If Clovis had jumped up when he had one, maybe even two Reapers, he would have been able to deal so much damage because Reyder's production had not yet kicked in. But he waited just long enough, and now is equal on SCVs. But Reyder has a lot more Marines. 10 Marines, and we do have... Oh, okay, so that's going to be for Blue Flame Hellions. And it looks like Reyder scanned down there. Figured out those Reapers came from a very funky place. Scans. Oh, yeah, okay, there's an army there. You think it would have just moved units down. But those Marines are going to start filling that bunker with lead. If bullets shoot lead, which I assume they do. And nice stutter step micro. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. A little bit unnecessary in this case, but if you got it, you may as well show it off. Regarding the lead comment, I'm actually pretty sure the Marines shoot like uranium-depleted bullets. That was actually an upgrade in StarCraft 1, like uranium-depleted bullets or cartridges or something, and it actually gave Marines +1 range. Imagine if that were an upgrade in this game. The crying about Marines would never, ever, ever stop if that were the case. People already complain that Marines are kind of the best tier 1 unit. And, you know, Marine came becoming famous by building nothing but Marines all day long and winning. So, yeah, if that upgrade still existed, that would be crazy. Clovis moving an SCV down here again to steal minerals, I guess. I have no idea why he's doing that, but, anyway, the factory making the longest journey ever all the way back home. This bunker doing the same. And Clovis has expanded behind his proxy racks Reaper into runaway tactics. Totally standard. Now, Clovis is definitely hunkering up, doesn't want to die to a counterattack. Reyder doesn't look like he wants to do that, but probably a good decision seeing as Reyder's production is going to be kind of insane soon. And Reyder's actually macroing quite nicely, keeping his minerals low. Gas is getting a little bit high, but hopefully he will start some upgrades. I would love to see him drop down 2 engineering bays, which he did in the past. Yes. Oh boy. And it'd be awesome to see Reyder actually float a building down here and just steal this tech lab. Yeah, Clovis must have just like right-clicked this SCV onto that mineral patch, and it's been long-distance mining all the way back here. And now it dies. How does that feel, SCV? You're given the most illogical orders you've ever heard in your life, and you go, okay, Commander, I'll do what you tell me, because I believe you know best. He collects 10 minerals. Yeah, he brought back 10 minerals, and then dies, and denies 5 minerals to Reyder's future third. What a sad SCV. He's in heaven right now going, Commander Clovis, why? Oh boy. Anyway, so I guess I should like analyze the game because that's what I do. Reyder is getting an armory. He's getting stim, combat shields, +1 armor, so lots of upgrades from him. Clovis, on the other hand, not getting as many upgrades, getting some tanks. That's kind of fun. And wow, that's way too many factories. This many factories, 2 starports, 3 barracks, 2 NG bays for upgrades. There's no way he can support this much stuff. Anyways, it looks like Clovis does want to go for something mech. I don't know why he got 2 NG bays if he was intending to go mech. Would be great to see him get an armory so he can, you know, get upgrades for all these tanks and Hellions and... Okay, not moving the starport onto the reactor. Starport's moving over here. Okay, there we go. I guess he did this and accidentally selected the starport and right-clicked over here. But anyway, so Clovis going with Tank Marine, Reyder going with just Bio-Medevac. The armor, I assume, is so that way he can continue to get upgrades, which is fantastic. I applaud you, Reyder, for getting upgrades. Please continue to get upgrades. Never stop getting upgrades because upgrades are really good. They will help your units kill things faster, and your units will also die slower. Both players kind of mimicking each other at this point, blasting through the rocks. Raiders are already dead. Clovis working on his now. And Reyder, that's kind of fun, has a SCV there just to watch for when the expand comes down. Always good to have information. Scouting is so very important. And it looks like Clovis scattering some Marines about the map. I would guess he is also going to check for expansions. Finally kills that SCV that was hanging out there forever. And Reyder looks like he wants to push. So here we go. So he has 1-1. Clovis has a scouting factory with 0 building armor. He also has Marines with 0-0. Tanks with 0-0 and Vikings with 0-0. So Reyder does have the upgrade edge. He's got 2 medevacs supplies, mostly even. Reyder actually behind by a tiny bit. Looks like he lost another SCV or something. Okay, I guess there was an SCV down there looking to build something, but now that Marine gets picked off by those Marauders, because Marauders are so beefy and they can kill Marines. Well, when there's 3 Marauders and 1 Marine, they're going to win the battle. Clovis also looks like he wants to push out. Both players just kind of posturing about a little bit. Oh, Reyder. Reyder, pull back those medevacs. Reyder. Reyder. Yes! Well done, Reyder. Oh, it's always the worst thing in the world to see medevacs just fly over a bunch of Marines and just evaporate. Watching yourself do it is also the worst feeling in the world. Yeah. I've actually occasionally just made my medevacs like hotkey number 2. Why is there a campfire here? Awkward campfire? Whatever. I have sometimes actually made my medevacs control group 2. And then I actually start them moving out a little bit behind the bio. If I'm not going to be looking at that group for, you know, more than 10 seconds. Just that way they're more in line. But Reyder looks like he wants to push in on the 3rd that Clovis has not yet built. Reyder's hanging out there. But Clovis is pushing down to Reyder's base. Or he just wants position. Okay, well, Reyder's moving down, killing these bunkers, which are empty. They are very sad. They do not get to fulfill their purpose in life. And stimming on up, starting to pick off tanks. These tanks getting quite a few shots off. Wow, a lot of tanks. And, oh, Reyder not trading the most efficiently, taking so many tank shots, but still dealing a lot of damage. Wow. And stims forward, picks off the tanks. Clovis just hanging out in the middle of the map, deciding to defend with what he has here. Losing a lot of SCVs in the process. Most of Reyder's army has been cleaned up. But SCVs are not going to be able to kill this very quickly. And looks like Clovis is going to move forward himself, do a bit of aggression. Reyder picks up on it, though, stims up, surges forward to start picking off Marines. Superior upgrades clearly helping him out in this engagement, even though he has a bad concave engaging down that ramp. Not the best decision. Picks off 1 tank, gets a 2nd, but going to lose the rest of his bio. Does have more Marines here, stims them forward. The rest of the units here got picked off as well. And looks like Reyder will win this engagement barely. These Marauders, though, they were going to arrive and clean up if these Marines died. They were ready to help. So, yeah, both players trading a little bit. How many SCVs did Reyder get? Reyder's killed quite a few. I'm not really sure when Clovis managed to kill a bunch of SCVs. Whatever. Reyder has killed more SCVs. Go Reyder, hero of this video. And he is getting 3-3, so he has 2-2 now. Clovis still has no upgrades as far as I can tell. Does he even have any bio left? Okay, he's got his 3 Reapers are in the bunker. That's hilarious. And oh, Reyder just moved commanding out to the middle of the map, getting shelled by tanks, stims forward, picks off 1, but that was not an efficient trade, loses quite a lot of bio to take out 1 tank. And Reyder needs to be careful with his positioning. You just can't engage directly into siege tanks. You know, when you go that Marine tank build, your advantage is in entrenched positions. You don't have mobility, but you have the ability to take a spot and just be like, you cannot attack into this spot, no matter what. And Clovis very nicely spreading his tanks out, so that way if Marines try to stem forward to take out these tanks, they'll have to spend, you know, a few more seconds running forward to get these ones, and Reyder will lose basically as many units as possible taking out the tanks. So, I would say that Clovis's composition is superior at this point. But the one thing Reyder really has going for him is that 2-2 upgrade plus medevac support. I don't think Clovis even has any medevac. Nope. He has put all his star part production into Vikings, which is good because they can spot for the siege tanks, but his bio won't have support. He doesn't even actually have stim. Wow. He's just not investing into those at all, and still isn't getting any upgrades. I would love to see him get some siege tank upgrades, because siege tanks deal kind of absurd damage when upgraded. And yes, I know, I say that about every unit in the game, but with siege tanks it's even more pronounced. Basically, the harder a unit hits in the first place, the more an upgrade will impact it. I think versus armored actually goes up to 55 with one upgrade, so you can imagine how that would add up. The one exception to what I said earlier are carriers, where all the interceptors hit for really small amounts, but they all shoot twice, and there's 8 of them. So +1 on a carrier is plus 16 damage. Yeah, and people don't use carriers. Yeah. I'm not actually saying pros are bad for not using carriers. I should probably talk about what's going on here. So Clovis is swinging into the back, killing a lot of SCVs, but Reyder stims forward and kills everything. And that was not an even trade for Clovis. He did not kill enough SCVs to justify throwing away that many Marines and those 2 tanks. I apologize for my phone going off in the middle of my cast. I did not turn it off. Fortunately, my wife is pretty awesome, and she grabbed it for me and is now talking to someone on my behalf. Hopefully it's not someone that's like, you won $1 million, but my wife's like, well, he's not available, so he can't claim it. I'm pretty sure she would interrupt me if that were the case. I'm pretty sure you would understand for me pausing the cast for that. We got more fighting. Reyder steaming forward, but losing 2 tanks because Clovis has a lot of tanks. Wow, how many does he have? 15. Yeah, that's a lot of tanks. So we got more posturing going on. Reyder has gotten a handful of Vikings for himself. I don't know about that decision. I feel like he should continue adding on medevac just because he's so bio-dependent. But he has 3-3. And Clovis has no upgrades. And honestly, you can have a composition that's almost hard countered by your opponent's composition. But if you have 3-3, you're gonna win. You're probably gonna win. But to finish my thought earlier, I'm not saying pros are bad for not using carriers. They are a huge investment. They take forever to build. And then once they're built, you still have to populate them with interceptors. So, you know, I would love to see players maybe mix a handful of carriers in. But it's really hard to do because if you're going to get carriers, you want to get that +1 air attack. And then if you're getting +1 air attack, you kind of want to get other air units. But Protoss only air just doesn't really work out against standard composition. So anyways, Reyder stimming forward once again, going to start picking off tanks. And he has so many upgrades that he can just kind of walk into this tank fire and he'll be pretty okay. He doesn't care, man. Picks off all those tanks. And yeah, Clovis going, you know, he should have gotten more Marines. He should have gotten upgrades for the Marines. Because while tanks are great, tanks on their own, you know, with no support, they will die. So Clovis does snipe off that 3rd. Wish Reyder would have picked that up, but that is unfortunate. But he does manage to get forward and kill off all these tanks. And Clovis way behind on supply now because he's been building tanks. And tanks take a really long time to build. 45 in-game seconds. That's a pretty long time. And losing that many tanks is probably going to be the death blow. He does have 30 Marines, 6 tanks at home. If he positions those well, I would, okay, yeah, one's up there, that's great. Would love to see him spread those out and siege those up, because he's going to need them to break this push coming from Reyder. But as I was saying, you need something to support your tanks. You cannot go 100% siege tank and expect to win. You know, they have to be supported by units, and Clovis has not been supporting his tanks properly. But the one thing that could come back to bite Reyder, though, is look at how damaged this army is. All the colors of autumn, man. So, and he has 1 medevac. And it has a lot of energy, but it hasn't had a chance to heal because he's just been moving around too much. These Marines just marching to their doom for no apparent reason. Commander Reyder clearly just didn't like those Marines at all and decided, you know what, no, we don't need these guys. Clovis moving forward with a bunch of Marines, but he doesn't have stim, and he's on 0-0. So even though his army is incredibly damaged, Reyder still manages to kill it with minimal losses, and is now 50 supply ahead of his opponent. Clovis has managed to take this base, so that is his 3rd now, because this one died at some point. Reyder is re-expanding to his 3rd. Both players just kind of sitting back for the moment, re-macroing a bit. Clovis building barracks here. That's kind of an odd position, but whatever. Bunkers he's not using, and yeah, so these barracks gonna die. Maybe want to make a makeshift wall for the tanks, but that just didn't work out at all. And Reyder managed to kill those tanks while losing only 1 or 2 units. and that is a trade he will make every day of the week, including the days that do not exist. And Reyder just macroing behind this very nicely. Still has a ton of gas, but that's okay, because you know what? He's on 3-3, and he's making a relatively mineral-intensive army. So that's okay. Clovis still has those 3 Reapers. Not sure what he's doing with them now. Looks like he just charged them forward to all die now. And now Reyder 100 supply ahead of his opponent, even though this army is so damaged. And Clovis, GG's, out of the game. So well played by Reyder. Very nice of him to, or very good to see him be very conscientious about getting those upgrades. Not quite sure why he got tanks, especially siegeless tanks. But in any case, he won the game, so he did the right thing. So thank you guys for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.